so much, folks. It's my pleasure, as usual, to be here. And for all of you who've been here for a very long time, I hope you can take a deep breath and stay with me a couple more hours. I don't think you'll find it boring. And one of the things that's very interesting is how this young man here can continue to get the exuberance, the strength, the wisdom, and still the perpetuity to go out and do what he does each and every time. And so I heard back there, I said, boy, who's he introducing? I want to see this guy. So anyway, it got me excited. And I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. And we do have some announcements to make at the end today about tomorrow. Hopefully you'll join me again. But we've got so much to cover. So what I'm going to do, rather than to just belabor it, if you hold your questions and your comments, as you know, I've been at this 40 years, 45 years lecturing, and I always never run away from what I'm saying. So if you can kind of hold some of your comments, your questions to the end of it. But then at that time, if you hear someone else ask your question or make a comment, you will go, don't be done, don't repeat it again, because we got a lot to cover, very much so again. How are all of you feeling? Awesome. To set the proper mood, I would like for you to kind of go within for 40 seconds. And I think you know that Creator's Prayer that I'm always talking about. You're going to be using that a lot, folks, believe me. And it's going to have to come from your heart. So let's kind of just close your eyes or open your eyes, get in a meditative state. And it's please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and the planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my soul, my heart, and my spirit to truth and your love now. Only your love, only your truth, no lies. Thank you. Finding truth nowadays is difficult because truth on this planet has been subservient to lies. It takes forever to tell a lie. There's always a mistake made somewhere. It takes no time to tell truth. I'm going to run through some truths very quickly for you at the beginning. And yes, I will be covering the second part of what we're presenting tonight on what's happening on our planet and some of the things behind what I think are happening on our planet. But I want to first start off with what's happening on our planet before the Japanese situation, before the tsunamis, before these wars that are being told that are lies, before many things, by just stating a question of what's happening here in what we call now electronic mind control. We have now what we would call PSA waves. We have what we call electromagnetic propagations. We have psychotronic microwave emissions. All of these things seem like it's nothing, just big words. Well, they are big words, but they're hiding one little thing. The ability to control the people of Earth, the ability to control all sections of people by understanding the weaknesses in certain races and propagating to them, including one of the things that we are caught up in again, using a lot of digital equipment, using a lot of sound and rhythm. Once you understand how a thing works, how a person, place, or thing works, you can always work with it to get either the good or the bad. In most cases now, they don't want anything good. They want the things bad. And they very much still fear, still envy, and still covet melanin. Never let that be put aside because it's one of the biggest things that we battle over now. And in case you didn't know it, I think most of you do, because I recognize a lot of very astute faces now again. Melanin is dark matter. Everywhere you hear now on the planet Earth, talk about dark matter. Black holes. They don't understand what a black hole is. They don't understand what dark matter is. It is melanin. And the easiest way to clean up your melanin or mess up your melanin is through chlorophyll. Because there's only one magnesium molecule difference between human hemoglobin and plant chlorophyll, and it's the easiest way to get the pineal gland to manufacture the 7 different grades of melanin that we have. We haven't reached the 12th grade. We have 7 different grades here now. Because of that, there are vibrations that melanin can reach that normally can't be reached on a planet like our Earth, because our Earth is a third-dimensional planet. Third planet out from the sun and third-dimensional. So what they have done now is to use towers and propagations of electricity to modulate wavelengths and affect matter. Breaking it down, every time you see these towers out there, and now they've gone around and coupled them, been at it so long now, those things are not just for cell phones, they're not just for TV sets, they're not just for radio wave propagation, they can also be modulated to the structure of your sound wave in your body, your brain, and so on and so forth. And when they get to an 800 megahertz wave, which corresponds with the vibrations of Earth, everybody kind of goes into a hypnotic trance. People are carrying around, and I don't doubt that, I bet you everyone in here has one with them or else has one at home, what they call, what do they call this? It's cell phone, what do they call it? Cell phones? And anybody ever heard of a cell phone? What's the difference between a cell phone and an iPhone? Or a BlackBerry and an iPod? Or T-Mobile and something else, which by the way, AT&T just took over, so now you have all in the one group. You can't escape through the T-cells now, T-Mobile. But all of these things, how many in here don't have a cell phone? And that's what I thought. So I won't even ask the other way around. Well, you know right now it's on and it's radiating you?
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you happen to have a diode on it, it may not be radiating you as bad. Some people believe in different crystals again. I'd have to see the crystal and get the vibrations by testing you kinesiological to see if it's really doing it again. But every time you have that cell phone with you, you're being radiated. Unless you have a cell phone diode or something that you know is going to adequately stop that signal. People say, well, Blair, while you're talking, I turned mine off. No, you didn't turn it off even though I'm talking. Because you can't turn it off. And now, those that could turn it off, they took the time to go in the back and take out the cell chip and put it back on, what they call a battery. Then, it used to be off, but if you've got any of the new waves, now even when you do that, you can't, because there's an element in there that's always broadcasting that can, when they reach the frequency, be exploded in your pocket. You didn't just hear that, did you? And anywhere you go, you can be tracked as long as you have your cell phone with you. If you put it down, they can tell where you laid it down last and how long you laid it there. What did you just say? Put it down, how long it was laid there, and where you put it? Sure, because it's a tracking device. Some of you say, well, I have a cell phone, but I don't use it but once a week. Well, if you use it once a week and you don't have to charge it up, it means it's still propagating, it's still broadcasting. That's why it lets you know it can store energy until you use it. Now, I know nobody in here today had a chance to watch TV because you've been here all day, but how many of you might have watched it over the last 4 days? If you watched it one time, you just got radiated. You got radiated severely. If you have a plasma TV, if you have one of those TVs that goes flat screen on the wall and broadcasts a wave of electricity and other electromagnetic propagations 22 feet out away from you, and also stores itself in any metal that you have around there, any crystals that you have around there, all of these things now are very deadly because they're called plasma TVs, and they work by a plasma unit that runs into the back of it, takes that light, propagates it to a high frequency, and they have what they call now high def. They ought to call it high def, D-E-A-T-H rather than high definition. Why? Because it's too bright, and if you remember 2 years ago, time is flying by. You know that, right? Time is speeding up, and that's also something that you're sensing this will. 2 years ago, they told you had to get that box in order to get high def, and if you didn't, you were out of it, man. I mean, you didn't get that. Just you couldn't see something so bright it would blind you like the sun. You weren't in it. And people actually paid for their own demise. They actually paid to go blind. They actually paid to get hurt. Because those high defs too, the the vibrations on that thing, the intensity of the light wave is much too strong. You don't need it that much. What do you need it for? You already got things bright. Now, many of you are very much into health in here, so I doubt if any of you fall under the next item I'm going to mention, but just in case you might, and of course don't raise your hand because I don't want to know, some of you may have even microwave, what do you call these ovens? Microwave ovens? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Microwave oven? It's an oven that works on microwaves, is that it? And unless you hurry up, when you're ready for work, hurry up, you just woke up, and in 5 minutes time, man, you got your food ready. You don't have to worry about getting it, baking it, and boiling it, and all that. Just get it, and you know that's killing you too, right? They have a capsule in there again that is vibrating at over 1 million times per parsecond. And that's what heats up the food. And when it's hot, it's full of microwave radiation. And when it's cold, it's dissipated. And you want it when it's hot, right? That's what you're getting. You're putting microwave emissions and radiation into your body every time you take it out of there and do it. Also, of course, with UL approval, they say that, well, these things interlock and nothing can bleed out from it, no ion leak, because it's already been certified, UL approved. Every time that interlock is opened, before it can get closed completely, there are ions that bleed out from that. You heard about ionization. They even have now on TV ion drive and the ion and everything. Those little ions can be very heavy in radiation. And what happens is usually find these things in the kitchen near a toaster, or sometimes, some of you may not have a toaster, but I'll bet you, does anybody in here have a refrigerator? What do you call a refrigerator, right? That's something you put food into and it keeps it cold, right? And usually it's in a kitchen, right? It doesn't have a bedroom or anything, does it? And where's the microwave often usually? It's in the kitchen too. And when you open it up and there's a bleed out, it goes into the closest metal it can find. Usually because it's behind the refrigerator, which used to have copper but now has metal and copper, with freon gas in those tubes that goes up to your ice chest, and it gets into that thing, goes into your ice chest, the propagation of that ion, and after 6 months' time, not only is your ice chest full of radiation, but if you have metal shells, rather than the plastic shells, your whole refrigerator now is a radiation device. And the food you put in there is already highly radioactive. What's he saying? The kind of thing that we know about? No. Also, some of you, of course, you've heard me say this before, drive cars. Anybody ever heard of an automobile? A car, a taxi, bus, over the road rig, truck. You heard any of these things? Some of you even driving them, right? Every day, once a week. You know you're also now messing up your sex organ. Why did that go away quick? Okay, let's break it down. You get in there, you turn on ignition. Turn on ignition, kicks in what? The alternator. Alternator charges up the battery and gives off a frequency. Frequency wires to the cell firewall in the car. And when your wheels turn, and of course with the cost of gas nowadays, we'll talk about that later too, cost of gas nowadays, you're not going to sit in that car and just listen to the radio. You're going somewhere when you turn it on. Well, now you're in trouble. Because what happens now? The wheels are turned, there's no ground. All that energy that's being radiated now goes into the metal chassis of the car. With the side impact laws being 45 MPH to take an air-in bag filler, it means now that when you're going that fast, all of that energy is put into the metal of the car. Now, what's welded, not riveted, welded to the frame of that car? Your seats. And very securely now, because that's what they want you to put on your seat belts, and everything is reinforced. Well, that metal is now full of radioactivity generated by that car moving, comes up to the seat. And what's sitting in the seat? You and your sex organ and your butt. Those are the things sitting there. Now, what does that have to do with anything? The butt is what you have. Again, you have your ileocecal valve that goes through the buttocks all the way down the neck. People are now getting all kinds of sciatic problems. They're getting sciatica, so on and so forth. They're getting cramps in their legs. And it's radiating the sex organ. With men, it's caused many problems now with the swelling of the prostate gland. It's causing all kinds of problems with the swelling of the nerves and blood systems there. Women, it's causing many tumors and things to begin to grow. It's causing vaginitis. But they don't tell you about that part of it. And you continue that with the GPS unit, the cell phone, and many people sneak and use like they know you're not going to. Some people have it built into the car, so all those wires are wrapped in this frame of your car, which now means your whole car now is a Faraday cage after about 6 or 7 months. When you get into it, you get into a radioactive car. And if you doubt that, turn on your AM or FM, listen to your signal and watch it modulate. You can even pick up somebody else pass by what their conversation is, because now that cross waves are being carried by a microwave, which means you can hear the sound without tuning to it. That lets you know you just got radio. And this goes in, day out, every time you get in and out of that car. Okay? Say, oh, well, those are things, but I guess, well, I got to drive, I got to listen, I got to watch TV, I got to eat. What else can I do? Well, some of you may have even heard of a computer. Something like a computer. Anybody ever heard of that? Computer? I would say, man, what's a computer? And then they told me something about the modules and the modems and the consoles and the monitor and the printer. I said, what are all these things? They said, that has to do with having an adequate computer setup. Well, now when you have an adequate computer setup, each one of those now is a radioactive broadcasting device. And the one you use to main that monitor is the one that has the glare screen on it, again, that you're typing in with your mouse. That's also affecting your whole body. It's radiating you. The eyes, ears, nose, and throat. And they tell me those are all important to the apparatus that you have called a body. Is that true? Is that really true? Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, then you're still with me. Now, every time you use that, you're getting broadcasted with radiation. And the radiation can build up. And every time you sit in front of it again, you've got the same kind of problem you had before. And then, well, while we're still thinking about, I know many of you have modems, scanners, printers, and consoles too, right? But some of you may, right? You're really smart, you're really making money, and you went to the electronic age. Then some of you, of course, the room must be kind of lit. So if you happen to work in a factory or an office, some of you may even have over your head what is called a fluorescent fixture. Well, anybody ever looked up at a fluorescent fixture? Anybody know what I mean by a fluorescent fixture? You know what it means by a ballast? You know what it means by an ion tube that lights up and makes those little molecules of ions get together to give you that fluorescent glow, and then beams it down with intensity to the ballast? Now your head's getting radiated. As you sit in the office, as you sit anywhere you are when that's on again now. Now you got it right down at the pons of Baroli up there where all of those two hemispheres are, and your whole brain cavity now is subject to radiation. I mean, none of you used any things I'm talking about now, really. You don't know anybody using any of these. You do? Oh, well, I guess you'd say, pity them. I know it's not you, though. So all of these things we use, some of you are really smart, though. Some of you get what they call a mobile phone. Now, this is a phone that's not like a cell phone, but you get a base, and then you sit that thing charged, and you can walk with that anywhere you want in your house. Sometimes you can even go outside a little bit with it, right? And that thing will always, anybody know what I'm talking about? Mobile phone sensor. You don't know anybody that has any of it. And I know you don't, but I know you wouldn't know anybody that has any of it. And some of them 3 and 4 in a house, go down in the basement, go up in the attic, they still got that phone, right? Well, the base on that thing is always giving out radiation, and your whole house is radioactive if you keep it there for 30 days because you have joists, wiring, rods, and everything else in your home. And that, you know why it's always on? Because you're always charging it. So it's never off. And wherever it is, when you set that in there, it's going to charge it up. So now you've got these things in each room, so you're adding to the TV set in there. And, I keep talking about these things, but then, of course, there's some other things going on. They don't mean too much. But some of you like to get many channels. You get cable, right? And then some of you, in addition to the cable, you might get the cell phone that does super special stuff. Like it can pick up Alpha Centauri, Epsilon Booty. You can. They tell me, a guy showed me, he showed me, hey, look at this. I can pick up Do you know how you get that? You got an orbiting satellite somewhere, you know that? And that satellite is monitoring way out there in space and sending that just to you. Because you asked for it. And you even touched it to make sure you get it right? Ooh, Alpha Centauri, Epsilon, oh my goodness, yeah. And then you can even check and see what your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, you can check. No, he wouldn't do that. But if you wanted to, you could get that zip code at the bottom, the government routing number, so satellites can track you. You can do the same thing and see what's happening in your friend's garage, on your lawn, look at their license plate, and even zoom in on it. None of you know anything about that, right? And you would never do it for that reason, but the government, what's the government? But the government can do it to you. And if you're smart, you can do it to the government too if you track that for. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? How many know what I'm talking about when I talk about the 4 little letters at the end that let you be tracked by the government? Huh? All right. Well, that's just another device that you have now that's pulling in from an orbiting satellite directly into you because it loves you. So now you got a beam from an orbiting satellite that you're touching over and over again and having fun. While you also listen to your other one with the cell phone. You got the earphones on probably because you listen to a program because you like to be, what do they call it? You do a lot of things at once. What do they call it? Multitasking. That's it, a multitasker. Yeah, you get radiation from everywhere. At once? Yeah, okay, we got it twice. That's just the beginning. That's kindergarten. And our planet is going from kindergarten, so you're going to have to get out into first grade very quickly because kindergarten is over with. Lollipop giants are there, but they lick you, not the suckers. There is something now called microwave propagation. I hope I pronounced it right. And psychotronic resurgent, or I like to put it that epitaph, but they call it equipment. Psychotronic simply means that it works with the psyche, and it does it on a subatomic level, which means now they can broadcast wavelengths to any of the frequencies that your brain can come up with unless you're a genius. It also means that they can broadcast wavelengths that can emit and mimic disease. Disease is what? Dis-ease. It means anything that causes an imbalance in your hemispheres, your electromagnetic field, your wave propagation of nerve cells, neurons, that is a disease. A disease is nothing itself. It's what it does, but they say it diseases you. So many things can cause disease. You follow my logic here? Not a disease or germ or pathogen, no. It is something now that when it's used can cause your body to get disease. Well, they can now broadcast any wavelength that a germ can use, and they have studied and actually electromagnetically amplified the sound waves of certain germs, duplicated it, and then sent it through the air to you. Did you just hear what I said? How many actually heard? Raise your hand. How many understood what I said? Leave your hand up. All right, put your hand down. Thank you. How many didn't understand what I just said? Be honest. A few. They have found now that everything in creation has a wavelength or it's not creatable. It's not created then. Okay? So once you can categorize, if you got a staph germ, whatever thing you call a germ has a wavelength. And if it is detrimental to you that can cause disease, then consequently that wavelength is now registered. They have made a science of getting close to emulating, imitating, acting like that disease germ and then sending it through the air even though the germ is not there. So the body will react as though the germ were there. That is psychotronic warfare, and that's kindergarten. Why do I say that's kindergarten? Because that means now that every pathogen that they can now record can be duplicated, and if it's duplicated, it can be sent to you even though you are germ and bacteria free. Maybe I didn't say that right. If you're free and you got no bacteria and you wash it in your arm, you wash it in your hands, and you do everything good, and you breathe wonderful air and so on and so forth again, you can then in your sleep have a broadcast powerful about that, send you a germ in there and there's no germ present. Now that's evil. Evil spread back where it's lived. To live, you're going to have to understand evil and change it. You can't fight something or be detrimental to something or be good for something that's bad to you until you understand what the bad is. How do you defend yourself against something you didn't know was attacking you? And that's why now to be ignorant is to be blissfully dead or soon on your way to die. Ignorance, no, it's nothing blissful about ignorance now. Ignorance now will get you killed. And everybody around you killed. Because 3 people wake up, 4 of the family, 1 doesn't, the whole family is under scrutiny because now that person is now messing up the family by doing things they know they should not do. It is a time for astuteness, for waking up, for being intelligent, for getting wisdom, not even knowledge. Knowledge I had. I'm trying to get wisdom every day because these are wisdom haters, and the things that they're doing are evil. I can't believe some of the stuff that I research and find. And the Creator has led me to do so. I'm sharing with you. You make whatever decision you want to make from that again. Think of this now. Even if you don't do this, you might know some young people, some people old as I am, or some others that might listen to radio, that might turn on TV, and might listen to music. Old school, new school, rap, hip-hop, whatever it is. It has a beat and a cadence, and you can pick it up on radio waves, TV waves, whatever you want. You can begin to pick up these sounds, and you jive to it. It's good to it. Many of the cuts that you're listening to, and I know most of you know this, but I'm just trying to cover my bases, that you listen to have undertrackings. Now, see how real astute you are. How many understand when I say undertracking, what that means? I thought a lot of you, I figured, I'm very happy you're here. You won't be glad I was here, though. She said it. You gave me applause. All right, well, that's because I do my research. Sometimes research can be frightening, but I'm saying to you, I have solutions for some of these. Some of these I don't, but at least you know if it's a problem, you won't understand, you won't be misused when you see this problem manifest. You think, how is this happening to me again? You think you're listening to one thing. And then under a track so deep, especially if you have melanin, because they know it's a very sensitive to vibrations of all kinds, they'll put in a counter melody or something that you don't want to hear. And while you're tuned to that you think you are hearing, because it's on a frequency with this, what they call the subatomic brain, or what they want to call again the inner brain, the mind brain, it's appealing to it. Now that's really triggering in the hardest fashion you can. And the more relaxed you get with the one, the more you can now pick up the other one, which is now suddenly being broadcast. People want to understand why is it that these cathedral churches are doing so much now. It used to be we had multiple religions, and every storefront and every corner had a person making money if they couldn't make it another way. But they all were going to bring you to your favorite avatar. That's good. You want to worship an avatar, you should go to wherever you want to too. But now, the mom and pop churches are closing up, the storefront churches are closing up, and they now have what they call cathedral churches. And there's another name. Somebody help me with some of the names of the church. Mega churches. What else they call them? Huh? Well, those big, now the church is the business. Go there for spiritual needs and getting fulfilled, right? But people ask, how can all of these selected ones get so much that they're coming together, like with the New World Order? Everybody comes together. We come together in one huge megalithic church. Oh, yeah. You know they can guarantee a minister $1 million every month if no, there you now you always started off back in 1947 with a neurophone. That neurophone now is a kindergarten type apparatus that children play with. Because now, when they enclose anything, whether it be a stadium, a church, a symphony, a hip-hop concert, a movie cineplex, wherever people go that has a roof on it, they can wire that roof with an apparatus that can now appeal to your right brain while your left brain is fixed on what you think you're watching and listening. And it will send out a signal. And once your left brain is focused, you now can appeal to the right brain, and they call that hypnosis. Deep hypnosis, because it means simply that once you can logically get a good programmer or a good hypnotist, whichever you like to call it, that's what a hypnotist is, a programmer. When your left brain is watching something and you're really into it, Your right brain is now free to pick up higher signals, and they now can send those signals high as you can get them, so that only the right brain will be sensitive to it, and the left brain will not. Once that's done, you are now hypnotized. And they have all kind of terminations. They have all kind of terminology. Marginal fixation. Well, I won't even go to some of them again. But when you see a person, that one, now they might tell that person, give till it hurts, or it'll hurt if you don't give. Come back next week. There's a good-looking woman going to be there. And it's a good-looking man sitting behind that good-looking woman. Come back. Feel how good sex feels when you hear certain words being said. You think I'm lying? No. That's the kind of signal that's going into your right brain. And now, to really get you good, they put it in music. Once they put it in music, especially from an electronic device that used to be acoustical things, no longer, you got an electronic organ. And you put that thing on there, you can squeeze the whole building can shake. You can put that thing on such high decibels if you want. Well, all of that is programmed into your right brain, and once you get all those things going, you will be back. By the third time back, you will be back, and open up the place if they don't open it up for you. And you give till it hurts, but it feels so good. And that's any place. That's in a popcorn manufacturing factory called multiplex and cineplexes, where you get 7 movies. You think they don't know you're going to sneak out of 3 and go to the other side. When they do one for your left hemisphere, the other for your right hemisphere, watch the kind of movies. You think they haven't got this plan? You are ignorant. They are not. Then you got to get that buttered popcorn. Once on that break, they always play that you go out and eat every bit of popcorn they made down the next street and get angry because you saw somebody eating the last one of yours. Because they'll sell you that in your brain. You got to taste that food. You got to get that salt. When it's salt sodium, of course, all it means you're going to get some more water, more some phosphoric acid. Folks, it's awful what they can do to you. But more or less, it's more even awful what they are doing to you. Because what they could do, they are now doing in every means possible to control your mind, your spirit, and your soul. Because once they have your brain in your body, they can access the others. Because you're not going to control them. They have saturated fats. They have everything you want in that popcorn. That's what the butter is. It's not even real butter anymore. Butter is better than anything that they got in there putting in there now. And then they put a lot of salt in there, so you go get the phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid uses calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and manganese from your bones, and now you got bone trouble. And you have that sodium all over the place. Sodium chloride has nothing to do with natural potassium. Everything you can think of, folks, they've thought about it, and everything you think you like, they're making it bad. But you say, well, you just about named all the electronic stuff. You just about, no, I haven't. No, I have not. How many buttons some batteries for your flashlight, batteries for your car, batteries for anything? You got my battery factors anymore? You know what a battery is, a dry cell, what it does, how it operates and something? Well, what they're doing now, they can get the batteries you have, and they can broadcast through those batteries and charge them up. When the natural juice of the battery wears out, you're now riding on something being broadcast through the air. That's why you wonder when sometimes you put it down, it's not working, but it seems to rejuvenate itself. Well, I guess the cell was dead. It wasn't dead. It's got radiation all around it, and if it's charging the battery, it's charging you up too. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Yes. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes. We're in a mess. Many of you don't buy North Star because even though you get an accident and you're upside down and you want some help to come, and North Star, hey, please help me again, sir. And that's another victory for North Star. And North Star is in every car you bought since 2000. It's in every tire you bought since 2000, whether you ask for it or not. It's still tracking you. You didn't have to pay for your own device that way. They track your tires. It's in your tires. It's in the tubing tread and so like this. It's in the car that you buy. You didn't have to ask for it. It's there. Only that way, they're tracking you. You have no help for yourself, but they know where you are. They're even advertising now. This guy is over someplace overseas or something like that. I don't want to believe it. No, I take that back. What? This guy was over in California. He left his family. Sometimes one of their daughters wanted to drive a car, so he phoned dad on the cell phone and asked her to drive a car. He says, okay. So he hits a remote thing on there, and the car releases it and starts up over there across the country. Do you realize what that means? Do you realize what that means? That means that you can be in your car, and daddy or anybody else can know you in that car, know the mileage on that car, know how to stop or start that car, and can remotely do it from a distance. Think about that. Now they're telling you again you can't get into your car. What's your code number? They're being nice when they say the code number. Because as soon as you phone in, they got your number because you're registered to the telephone company. Huh? You didn't hear that either, did you? I know you did. I'm just building up to one thing, show you how many other obstacles electronically now is messing with you. So then they go up there again and they say, okay, you forgot your keys again, Mr. Such and thing. Oh, Miss Such and thing, you forgot your keys. So they start your car with you. And of course we have remote alarm systems again and cut off everything, if you would. Well, all of these are really very nice. But I think the piece de resistance, the sine qua non, or the ultimate, is the radiation that's in the air itself. Now, I'll bet you as I look around here that somebody in here actually breathes. Anybody? Any of you? I didn't say breathe. I know you do that well. I said breathe. Is anybody in here breathing? You know anybody that does? Oh man, I think it's not that long time ago. We don't need that. Do you know breathing can be dangerous to your health? But of course, we know what happens if you don't. So now we got a choice between dying and dead. Huh? And wonderful choices, aren't they? Dying and dead. DD. All you have to do is add a T. Which they say now is good for you, by the way. DDT. Oh, they say it was good. They now you never should have stopped it. In the air, there is something that they call contrails. Now, contrails are iced up moisture that gets over the fuselage of a passing body. We will say airplanes, might have been UFOs, but airplanes that are in the air above 13,000 feet, that because it's so cold there, the iced up particle will fuse particularly behind the plane for about 12 feet. That's a contrail. When something goes from horizon to horizon, this way, that way, X's, O's, cubicles, goes, and now we know that, oh no, wait, I'm sorry. That carried away. That carried away. Just riding in the sky. When it's not like they used to have, where I tell you to buy something, it's everywhere. X's and O's in the sky. I think I remember prophecy about that. Must not have been anything for this century, I know. In those chem bio trails, note what I call them, chemical biological trails, because sometimes they're spreading chemicals, and sometimes they're spreading biologicals, and sometimes they spread them both. And you don't have any control over any of it because it's not your government, state, municipal, federal, because all of them tell you there's no such thing as a biochemtrail and definitely nothing of a chemtrail. Very interesting. All over our planet now, they have sprayed for the last 23 years, thanks to Professor Bernard Eastman, who started that project through HAARP, and now it's all over our planet. The Chinese, last November, put up an orbiting satellite, and I believe them more than I do never a straight answer. What was the acronym for that? What do you call it? What do you say? I can't hear you. NASA. Oh, NASA. Oh, yeah, NASA. I mean NASA. Never a straight answer. Chinese said when they went 18 miles up that they took a photograph, and I saw some of the photograph, it was on the TV, on your computer, that the Earth and Venus looked alike. Venus is known for its cloud cover and density, so you can't see anything happening down on Venus. Now you can hardly see anything happening down on Earth, or terrestrials could, other than Earth that has so many names, that's so hard. So anyway, this now means that we have an opaque cloud covering which is stopping everything almost from getting through to seeing what's on Earth. And in fact, were there an alien, and of course there's no intelligent life out now in space, because all the intelligent life is right on this planet. Huh? All the intelligent life is right. Oh, this is the intelligent life planet, man. If you ever want, it can't be anything more than on Earth out there, because we're the intelligent shoot. Talk about ridiculous statements. Is there life when there better be some life intelligent somewhere, because it's sure not here. This is the most amazing place to me when I study it and look at it and see what's going on with it. Anyway, once this is now in the air, it started off with a project that was called HAARP by Bernard Eastman. And HAARP, the High Frequency Active Aurora Research Center up in Daytona, Alaska, was sold to the British 4 years ago. You don't own it anymore. You didn't pay, you paid for it, but you don't own it anyway. You always give away stuff you pay for anyhow. It now belongs to the British. The United States has another one now. It's a joint venture with Canada, or what they call the Canadian government and your government. You're supposed to laugh at that. You didn't laugh. Okay. All right. And then Russia has something called ELACA, and Europe has ISACAT, European Scattered Radar Scalar Technology, and LADA, Electrified Aerial Discharge, because I couldn't read Russian, so I didn't understand when I got it, and somebody explained to me what it meant. Russia has the biggest one and best one, that's shaped like a pyramid. Things shaped like a pyramid carry more energy on this planet than any other rectangular or square or any other so-called geometrical signal. The pyramid is one for this one. The triangle is equilateral. So with all of that now, they can make weather. They can make you. They can make earthquakes. They can make tsunamis. They can make ocean bottom rise. They can make all kind of things go in the air. They can even make holograms when Jesus is coming back to see and bless you. Amen. And you fall down and worship just like the Egyptians did during that 6-day war with Israel.
Talk about what they did.
Oh, they had the United States picket ship out there. You know, when they had, I think it was about 3, I think it was, Israeli tanks and about jeeps with submachine guns, 50 caliber. Here's a whole tank on that from the combined forces of Islam. And they came there and they lost that battle. And people still can't understand how that nation could do it. Same way she's doing it now, thanks to your money and your government helping you to do it. Because they had the United States electrified picket ship out there broadcasting a hologram in the sky. And when those Egyptian tankers and when the Jordanian tankers and the Palestinian tankers saw all of that again, it looked like, I guess, Allah to them or a sacred symbol, and they got out and they didn't reflect all of their things. They saw a sign in the sky and that they were going to get the victory. And by that time, they got wiped out and captured. If they did that back there after the what do they call it, the agreements, the Balfour agreements that placed Israel there, what do you think they can do now? And I'm telling you folks, they're using it electronically to start wars, win wars. If the troops to do and kill themselves, how do you think men can go out and kill like that? They've been programmed. That's right. And now they can do it by putting those 7 shots that they give you, 34 before you get out, and you're no good after that. And I'm sorry if you're vets, you need to get it out of your system. They control you just like they control everything else on this planet, electronically and chemically. The worst is when they put electrochemical to work, and they're doing it. Every element they find, they take it to its negative contrary. Because there's no good in them, because they're evil. And gods are evil. So don't expect good to come from evil. It doesn't happen, but only in the movies. This is not a movie. This is a hologram. when they have in this air that you're breathing titanium, barium, aluminum, and now plutonium, cesium, and hydrogen, thanks to Japan. You don't know what the heck you're breathing, and whatever you're breathing, it might be keeping you alive, but it's sure not making you feel too good about it. They control every facet of your being now, except your mind. And some are giving that up because they're now getting what they call a thing, when you can't think straight, and it's got to be because you had something that was wrong, and they have to go and have to treat you for it. Bipolar, ADD, I mean, whatever else. They got an alphabet for it. And they got these poor children, what do they call them now? When they can't learn? Autistic. And of course, that never came from a second shot that they gave them at birth, right? Never came from those shots that the mother and the father let them give to their babies because they wanted to go in a hospital and they wanted them to be safe from disease. Ignorance is not bliss, folks. It's dangerous. Ignorant parents make for ignorant children, even when they're naive. Don't be naive and bring children in. Think about what you're doing. And if you're going to bring them in and the mother's not able to go through the pain and stuff, and think about it before you do, because when you take it to the state hospital, unless you sign a waiver form and threaten to sue them, threaten to sue those nice people, what they do, your child's going to get those 7 shots, one of which is a hepatitis C vaccine. And why do you have to give a newborn baby hepatitis C like they're going out and doing it? Think. You got to think, folks. You don't think every day on this planet now, your next day will be a night. Bear. When they can put elements of electronic equipment in your body, that's even better than when you have to breathe it into your body through ions. They now put chips into the babies, especially melanated babies. And why special? Not because you're so great, because your melanin is wonderful. And you're just beginning to understand what melanin can do. And so they know that. So these children being born now, which I call crystal children, I didn't begin to do it with indigo. They came a long time ago. These crystal children now, this melanin they have, it means that they are now the future of Earth. That's the blessing. The curse is the enemy knows it and doesn't want them to have a future. And ignorant parents cut their future in half. Not only do they sneak and give it, some parents will take them to the doctors in the hospital and give them a shot or 2. Oh, that's what the parents took before they got the shot to the teeth. Okay, that was supposed to be funny. Like my joke. Whether you get your shot from the glass or from the needle, it's still a shot. And the same thing mess you up. Take away your consciousness and your ability to focus and be so aware. Takes away all of that and says, I'm sorry, well, I did shot. Oh, well, that's great. Get high. Go low. We're faced now with a chemicalization on this planet that if it continued, we go back to the dark ages. We'd be in the no-stage age. We'd be back where it all started from before. 4 primal forces came together to form a new thing under a sun. That's what it is. Nothing new under a sun. All the radiation you ever need and want is out there already shining for you. You don't need any of it from any hospital. It's called sunlight. And when you have melanin, that's your privilege. They even tell you, don't look at the sun. The sun will blind you. It will for all draconic blood people. I said that too fast. For all draconic blood people.
They don't know what they don't know.
Oh, dragons, draconis, lion, Psychotronic. Never heard of those things? Upright walking serpents. It's in the Christian book. Oh, reptilians. Oh, I knew it was the word I forgot. A reptilian, is that what you call them? From Dracon? Some of them? Yeah. Who can't look at the sun, tell you you can't either because you already hybrided you, took your brain. With their serpent brain right up in the back of the ones you jumped into. So you can't ever get a good signal without going through a lot of changes. You're too busy getting in the TV set for that, and getting the microwave oven for that, and scrolling and texting for that. So that reptile brain can be pleased, and you don't have to worry about getting higher thoughts, so you can really get into meditation and stop so much praying. You don't want to do that, do you? That would be too. I'm sorry, what do you call it? Reptilian. Oh, reptilian is what I should have said. Not reconnaissance where they came from. Originally. Now they're earth reptilians. Upright walking snake folks. Folks that don't like you too much. Shake. Now you're talking about. You all watch TV too now. Before that. Hope you had a diode on it. Yeah, okay. Hope you had a diode pad to take one of the shots you shouldn't give to your children, right? You didn't hear that one, did you? Folks, we're in trouble. You and I are in trouble. Because we have melanin, but some of us are not too wise. But I bet for every one of you who are in here, or else you would not be in here, you know somebody else that's dumber, that's not as smart as you are. It's words sometimes they can. That's right, brain confusion state. We're not only in deep trouble, we're about to get in deeper trouble unless every one of you sitting in this seat begins to make a pact with yourself and your Creator to start using some of the wisdom you have yesterday. When I say anything about today, I'm not talking about tomorrow. You got to go back. You're way behind. You don't understand what this planet is about to go through and how you can put an end to it or at least divert it if you have melanin. That is your one key that nobody can take from you, fortunately, because everything else you give away. I mean, no. I shouldn't be so hard on you. You should probably know somebody that does that. Gives it away for free. Their rights, their freedoms, and everything else. Signs away their children's lives, their lives, everything else. Don't even know. Sign it on the dotted line. Now we take me out of pain. No, I'm going to put you back in your trauma crisis. Real traumatic crisis. Enough. I think, without even talking about the things that they put in lipstick, and hair dye, and cosmetics, and cigarettes, and liquor, and booze, and beer, and everything that you hold dear and woke up. I don't know how you guys are here to see me today. I know you just stayed over because you came early and you can't get up out of the seats. I don't move it, don't move it. Stay there, don't run. We're in trouble. So if everything you do almost is wrong, even though you are right and righteous, there must be something on this planet and something wrong with this planet that should be changed. And if you can begin to get that conclusion, you now understand the second part, which I'm going to spend a lot of time with you on, because I had the first set of precedents. If you think you're healthy and okay, and you think everything is all right, I wanted to blow that out of the water. Everybody here is in trouble. And if you're alive, you need to be trying to do something to stop the trouble, because nobody likes trouble but trouble itself. And I'm going to be a troublemaker because I want to make you understand that and do something to stop the trouble, causing trouble for the right parties and not the wrong parties if they're causing trouble for you. Can I make that any clearer about the trouble? Blue sound, trouble in mind, trouble man, trouble woman, trouble planet. You heard that, huh? Okay. There's not a thing wrong with Earth, except the mitochondria on it don't realize that she's a cell. very lively cell which is about to go to mitosis. A cell in which the mitochondria must divide themselves as in all singular elements themselves to be able to multiply and to go greater. Division is about now. In the mind of the universal creator, whatever part of that body you have to be in, be blessed. Because you at least are not a cancer cell unless you're ignorant. And a cancer cell is what you don't want to be, and you don't ever want to be, and that's why you're dangerous, because you have a cell governor that won't quit. It's called melanin.